This is your 5-minute call. 5 minutes to air. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the live production of HSBR Playhouse of the Air. Now, I want to thank you for braving the weather this Christmas Eve, and you'll be glad you did when you hear the story that we have for you tonight. It's a Wonderful Life. Yes, I know. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, remember that this is being broadcast live from coast to coast, and our listeners are counting on your reactions as part of their listening pleasure. So feel free to laugh, applaud, swoon, or cry just as loudly as the spirit moves. I've given the signal from our stage manager that we're going live in just 3 minutes, which should give me just enough time to introduce to you the fine acting ensemble who will be performing tonight's entertainment. First up, you know him from Chick Carter, Boy Detective, and Cowpoke Romance, playing George Bailey, the hero of tonight's story. I give you Mr. Jake Lawrence. Next, having just returned from filming Dottie Goes Bananas, a Technicolor spectacle, and playing Mary Hatch, she's the leading lady. Please welcome Miss Sally Applewhite. HSBR listeners know our next little lady, ranging from roles such as Mother Cabrini to Salome. Here playing Violet Bick and others, please welcome Miss Lana Sherwood. And of course, soon to be co-starring in Paramount Pictures' new comedy, The Hick Chick, playing Clarence the Angel and others, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Harry Jasbo Haywood. And tonight, for the first time ever, we have 4 interns who are going to be playing in tonight's show. First up, Miss Grace Matthews. Mr. Harvey Steins. Mr. Richard Longbottom. And Tom Holdenship. And of course, we can't forget our wonderful Foley artists, Penelope Smith and Katie Taylor. And the lovely and talented Linda Hutchison on the piano. And of course, we can't forget our wonderful advertising singers. But of course, here with you every week on HSBR, Playhouse of the Air, and host of Females Are Fabulous, I am Freddie Filmer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going live in just 20 seconds. So again, thank you for coming, and please enjoy the show. We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2. This is HSBR, Playhouse of the Air. I'm your host, Freddie Fillmore, and it's my pleasure to bring you your favorite stories this and every week on HSBR, Playhouse of the Air. This week, we bring you a real feel-good heartwarmer, perfect for this or any Christmas Eve. It's a Wonderful Life. Our story begins in the small town of Bedford Falls, New York, right here in the old US of A, where a number of people are praying for a dear friend, a typical American dreamer named George Bailey.
Dear God, please look after my husband.
George is a good boy. You know it. My son has always gone out of his way to leave others ahead. Now it's him who needs to help.
Help my big brother George. He's done so much for all of us. More for me than I remember.
I remember all the times he would stay late after work and not ask a cent. The world needs more like George.
George Bailey never thinks about himself. If it wasn't for him, I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have a
a
roof
roof
over my head if it wasn't for him. I would have given up long ago. He must have taken the last cent he had.
He had no sense of business, that George Bailey, just like his father.
nothing wrong with Daddy.
Should we pray for him, Mommy?
Yes, Suzu. Pray. Pray very hard.
Their voices carry heavenward, and Joseph, the superintendent of the angels, summons Clarence, an apprentice angel.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Clarence. A man down on earth needs our help.
Oh, splendid. Is he sick?
No, worse. He's discouraged. At exactly 10:45 p.m. tonight, Earth time, that man will be seriously considering throwing away God's greatest gift.
Oh, dear. His life. But I only have an hour to dress. What are they wearing?
You will spend that hour getting acquainted with George Bailey.
Yes, sir. And, sir, should I succeed, might I earn my wings? It's been almost 200 years, and, well, people are beginning to talk.
What's that book you got there?
Oh, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, sir. I was reading it when you sent for me.
Oh, fine, excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, Clarence. You do a good job with George Bailey, and I'll see about getting you your wings.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Now, if you're going to know a little something about George, look, see the town?
Yes. A group of boys sledding down a snow-covered hill and onto the ice. Oh, this is amazing.
Yippee!
Who's that?
That's your problem, George Bailey.
A boy?
Well, that's in back when he was 12, back in 1919. Something happens here you'll have to remember later on.
And I bring to you my kid brother, the scare baby, Harry Bailey. Help! Help!
Oh dear, Harry's fallen through the ice.
Make a chain, gang! Make a chain!
So Harry fell through the ice, but his brother George saved him.
Yes, that's right, Clarence. And ever since, George has always had a bad ear. And all that ice and water, you understand.
Bad ear, yes, sir.
Now, the next incident came a few months later. George had taken an after-school job at Old Man Gower's drugstore.
It's me, Mr. Potter, Mr. Gower, George Bailey.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
Hello, George. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Violet.
2 cents with the shoelaces, Violet.
Oh, Mary was here first.
I'm still making up my mind.
Shoelaces?
Please, Georgie. I like him.
You like all boys.
What's wrong with that?
And there you are.
Oh, thanks, Georgie. See you later, Mary.
Have you made up your mind yet, Mary?
I'll take chocolate.
With coconuts?
I don't like coconuts.
You don't like coconuts? Say, Brandis, don't you know where coconuts come from? Why, looky here. From Tahiti, Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea.
What's that? That's a new magazine, huh? I've never seen that one.
Of course you haven't. Only us explorers get to see them. Why, I've been nominated for the National Geographic Society. Oh, let me get your ice cream.
Is this the ear you can't hear out of? George Bailey, I'll love you to the day I die.
I'm going exploring someday. You wait and see. Maybe I'll have a couple of harems. Maybe 3 or 4 wives, too.
George! George!
Yes, sir.
You're not paid to be a canary!
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, George.
Oh, goodbye, Mary.
What's that piece of paper he just picked up?
It's a telegram from Mr. Gower. He found out this morning that his son died of influenza.
Oh, awful.
Yes, Clarence. And ever since, he's been drowning his grief in whiskey.
Mr. Gower, do you need something? Anything?
No.
Is there anything I can do back here?
No!
Let me help you pick those up, sir.
Never mind that. Take these capsules over to Mrs. Blaine's.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gower,
Well, what is it?
the bottle you used, I think it's a...
I'll get going!
Mr. Gower, look, the bottle you used, it's...
Think you're talking to?
Mr. Gower, please, you're hurting my sore ear.
Did you hear what I said? Get out of here!
Mr. Gower, please, I know you're upset. You got that telegram today, and you're sad. Oh, but Mr. Gower, look at that bottle you used. It's poison.
Poison.
Please don't hit my sore ear again.
Poison. Oh, George! George! there soon enough, Clarence. You see, when George grew older, he wanted to go to college, but there just wasn't the money. So he worked for 4 years in the Building and Loan Association.
Building and Loan Association?
Well, yes, you see, George's father was in the building and loan business, along with George's Uncle Billy.
George, what's the combination to the saying?
You wrote it down so you wouldn't forget it, sir.
That's right. Where? In your pocket. Thanks.
A lovable fellow, just forgetful is all.
And who's that?
That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in all the county.
Peter, Potter's here.
Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey. There is nothing more despicable than a family business. Now, you know I'm here. I'm on a tight schedule. A family to evict at 3.
Sure, Mr. Potter, but I just need a little more time. Just 30 short days and I'll have your money. I'll come up with the 5,000 somehow.
Do you put any real pressure on these people of yours to pay their mortgages?
Times are hard, Mr. Potter. A lot of people are out of work.
Then foreclose.
I can't do that. These families have children.
They aren't my children.
Well, they're somebody's children, Mr. Potter.
What are you running, a business or a charity ward?
Well, all right.
Not with my money.
What makes you such a hard-skulled character anyways? You have no family, no kids. You can't begin to spend all the money you have.
So I suppose I should give it to no goods, like even an idiot brother of yours to spend for me?
Well, let me tell you something, sir. You can't be talking about my brother like that, you understand?
You can't say that about my father.
Now, George,
But Pop, you're not what he says you are.
I'll talk to you tonight, son.
But Pop!
Tonight.
What kind of business are you running here? Good God, man!
George worked for his father, saving enough to see him through the university. That summer, though, he was going to Europe. He got a job on a cattle boat, and old man Gower surprised him with the gift of a great big suitcase. And on the way home, he met his friends, Ernie the taxi driver and Bert the cop.
Oh, hey, Ernie.
Hi there, George.
Hi, Bert.
Hey, George, what's the suitcase for?
Oh, this? Well, I'm a rich tourist today. How about taking me home in style?
Sure, Your Highness, and for the carriage trade, I put some on my hat.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Bailey. Looks like you're just about ready to get out of here.
Oh, why, hello, Vi. That's some dress you got on there.
Oh, this old thing. I only wear it when I don't care how I wear it. See you later.
How would you like?
Yes.
Want to come along, Bert? We'll show you the town.
No thanks. We don't go home, see what the wife's doing.
Family man.
George saved up enough money to see him through college. His bags were packed and he was all set to go.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's hard to realize it's my last night here in the Bailey boarding house.
We're sure gonna miss you, George.
I'm gonna miss you too, Pop. Say, are you alright? You look like something's wrong.
Oh, nothing. I just got into another tussle with old man Potter today.
Oh.
You think after we put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up on us?
What's been eating that money-grubbing buzzard anyhow?
He's a sick man, George. A sick, frustrated old man. Sick in his mind, sick in his soul. Hates anything that he can't have. Hates us most.
Hey George, can I borrow your tuxedo studs?
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
Well, where are they? In your suitcase?
I don't carry tuxedos around on a cattle boat, you know.
Say, where did you get this fine piece of luggage anyway?
Mr. Gower. He gave it as a going-away present. You see, one of these days, this thing's going to be covered in traveling labels. Italy,
Hey, why
Baghdad.
don't you come to the dance tonight?
What? Before the death?
Well, you couldn't want a better death. Lots of pretty girls. Hey, I gotta hurry.
I wish we could send Harry to college with you, George.
Oh, we got that all figured out, Dad. You see, he's going to take my job at the building alone, work for 4 years, then he'll go.
He's a little young for that job, don't you think?
No younger than I was.
You were born, George. I know it's a little early to talk about it, but have you figured out what you're going to do when you get out of college?
Oh, I don't know. Probably what I've always talked about. Building buildings, planning modern cities. You know,
Even after the first million before you're 30?
I'd settle for half that in cash.
This is a long shot, but you wouldn't consider coming out to the old building alone, would you?
Oh, I couldn't stand being in that shabby little office for the rest of my life. Oh, I'm sorry, Pop, for that remark. It's just this business of nickels and dimes and, well, it's trying to save 3 cents on the length of a pipe. Well, He's someone important.
You know, George, I feel in a small way what we are doing is important. Every man has a fundamental urge to have a roof over his head, his own walls, a fireplace, and we're satisfying that need in our shabby little office.
I know, Pop. It's just most of my friends have already gone to college, and well, I've been hoarding pennies like a miser too. Well, I just feel like if I don't go now, I'll bust.
No, you're right. This isn't any place to live if you aren't willing to crawl a potty. So you go to college, then get out of here.
Thank you, sir. You know, I think I'm gonna go down Old Main Street. It being my last night in town and all.
Have a good time, son. Who is that?
That is Violet Vick.
The girl from the candy store.
That's right.
Hello, Georgie Porgy.
Oh, why, hello, Vi.
What gives?
Oh, nothing.
Where you going?
Probably end up at the library.
Georgie, don't you ever get tired of just reading about things?
You know what? You're right. Say, what are you doing tonight, Violet?
Not a thing.
What do you say? You want to go make a night of it?
Oh, well, love it, George. What do we do?
Well, how about we take our shoes off and walk through the grass?
Huh?
And then we can walk up the Stuart Lake. Oh, why, it's beautiful up there in the moonlight. And then we can smell the pines. Oh, and then we can watch the sunrise through the trees and swim in the lake. And oh, why, it will be a terrific night. And everyone will talk about it. And it will be a scandal.
George, have you gone crazy? Walking the grass in my bare feet? It's 10 miles up to Mount Bedford. You think just because...
Forget about the whole thing.
Forget about what, George?
Nothing, Sam.
Say, you remember Mary, don't you?
Hi, George.
Oh, of course I did. Oh, hello, Mary.
Say, you wouldn't mind walking Mary home, would you, George?
Why, of course not. As long as that's okay with you.
Fine by me.
Great, thanks.
So George walked Mary home. Is that important, Joseph?
Well, I'd say it is. Because even though she only lives 4 blocks away, it still took them 2 hours to get there.
Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon. Hot dog, gee whiz, oh boy, just like an organ. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, you know what, Mary? If I wasn't the only guy here, I'd say you're the most beautiful girl in town.
Why don't you say it?
I don't know. Maybe I will. Say, how old are you anyway?
18.
18?
Too young or too old?
Oh, no. Your age fits you. Yes. Why, look where we are.
Oh, the old Granville house.
Yeah, I got it for a rock.
Oh, no, George, don't. I love this old house.
Oh, why don't you know? You see, you throw a rock at a deserted house and break a window and make a wish.
But it's such a lovely place. I want to live there someday.
I wouldn't live in there if I was a ghost. Just watch this.
Let's break.
Oh, did you see that? Broke a window, huh? Yeah.
Well, what's your wish, George?
Oh, not just one wish, Mary, but a whole hat full. You see, Mary, I'm kicking the dust off this crummy old town, and I'm going to see the world. Greece, Italy, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. And then I'm going to come back here and go to college and see what they know. And then I'm going to build things. I'm going to build skyscrapers 1,000 stories tall. I'm going to build airfields and bridges a mile long. And are you going to throw a rock too?
Let's break.
Well, that was pretty good. Yeah. What'd you wish for, Mary?
Well, if I tell you, it may not come true.
Oh, what do you want? The moon? You want the moon? Just say the word now, and I'll give you the moon.
Okay, the moon, I'll take it. And then what?
And then what? Well, I'll throw a lasso around it, and pull it back down, and then you can take it and put it in your mouth, you see, and let it dissolve, and the moonbeams will shoot out of your fingers and your feet and the tips of your hair. And, well, am I talking too much?
Yes. Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Who said that?
It's old man Collins on his front porch.
Youth is wasted on the wrong people.
Oh, you come back out here. I'll show you some kissing. I'll put the hair back on your head.
George!
Uncle Billy?
Get in the car quick. Your father's had a stroke.
I'm sorry, Mary. I've got to